Ronell Nolan, President, CEO, Health Agents for America, coming to you live to give you the update on the Louisiana legislative session balance billing issue. Yesterday, Senate Bill 7 by Senator Talbert was sent to Senate Finance because of the huge fiscal note. What we know from the information that I found from my due diligence was that the New York rates were going up because of their baseball style arbitration to answer balance billing, surprise billing. That bill was voluntarily deferred, which means, well, actually it was put on hold, which kind of means the same thing. It's kind of stuck in that committee. Kind of hard for that to come out of the committee because of the fiscal note. And absolutely, we know it's going to cost money. So if Louisiana would have passed this legislation, there is no doubt that it would have increased rates. Now, the bill was brought forward through Senator Talbert by the providers. So it was not, nor represented the insurance company side. And of course, we're looking for something as agents and brokers that represent our clients, something that both sides can agree to, that takes the consumer out of the mix. Today, Representative Freeman and Representative Cruz had bills to address balance billing. Representative Freeman had a great bill that I thought. It had a benchmarking piece on it that satisfied the insurance companies, and then as a backdrop, it had an arbitration piece that said if this doesn't get satisfied, it can be sent to arbitration. The fiscal note for that wasn't as big. It was about 50 cents per person, but it wasn't as big because the arbitration came on the backside. The red cards in opposition from the doctors, hospitals, providers was astronomical. Long story short, Representative Freeman is a rock star. He is from Abita Springs. And if you have a moment to reach out to him and let him know, we sincerely appreciate the effort that he put in, because he was willing to do what both sides wanted to get something passed. Again, after 15 years, the can was kicked down the road. The bill was voluntarily deferred in lieu of having another committee. I have sat on balance billing committees for the last 15 years. There's a lot of talk about nothing. Both sides never agree. They never come to a compromise. And Louisiana continues not to have a balance billing resolution. Representative Cruz tried to bring a bill about transparency, something that a lot of people are talking about, the Heritage Foundation, the Gallion Institute, about the fact, and the federal government, about the fact that there should be transparency. We should not have to worry about how much something costs and not have an idea. If we can find the cost of anything in the whole wide world, we should be able to find out what something costs, what doctor does it the best and does it the worst. Louisiana gets an F in transparency, and that's a big fat F. We get an F. So we have no balance billing, we have no transparency. Again, Representative Cruz's bill, he's a rock star. Please tell him thank you. He is from, Bossier City. So he's from North Louisiana. Tell him thank you. I have agreed to work with both of them, but his bill was voluntarily deferred in lieu of having another committee group to discuss the issue. Now, we know the feds are asking for transparency. They're demanding transparency. There are ways to find out how much something costs, but not in detail of, state specific. But there is a website that someone sent to me during testimony that you can actually put in what you're going to have, and it'll tell you what your out-of-network charges versus your in-network charges on an average. So it's not specific, but it's on an average. So to be honest, I testified, I'm the bulldog. I fight for our members and I fight for our consumers, and I'll go down fighting. But after that testimony and after the results, I really just wanted to hang my head and cry, because regardless of seeing the facts, it's always about, are the doctors going to lose? Are the hospitals going to lose? What about the consumer? What about the consumer that are losing? At the end of the conversation, there were a group talking to Representative Cruz and Representative Freeman, and somebody said, well, some people think their deductible and co-insurance is balance billing. And I said, come on, that's ridiculous. Do some of our people get it, confused on what they owe? Yes, but that's not balance billing, and that's not what we're talking about, and that is simply just confusing the whole issue. What we're talking about is a non-network physician doing something to you that you did not know about and sending you a bill. The citizens in Louisiana should be held harmless, and it should not be our responsibility to pay those bills. They're not contracted with the insurance companies, nor did we even know that they were going to work on us. And then somebody made the comment, well, sometimes they think it's their deductible after their hospital visit. I can tell you, I've been to the hospital. They make you pay your deductible before they touch you. So they know exactly how much your deductible is. So very frustrating. I did have a good conversation with a couple of the provider folks at the end about, sitting down and talking about my perspective, some of the data I brought to the table, some of the things I learned, such as, New York having a 67% rate increase that I did not say was attributed to arbitration, but it is a 67% increase. And I know everything is recorded, and it's recorded, and that's exactly what I said. But we did have a DOI staff that stood up and said, yes, 67% is ACA, but that has nothing to do with arbitration. And Louisiana did have 1 year that they increased rates 30%. Absolutely, 1 year we had where we didn't increase rates at all. But I did the calculations for Louisiana last night, and we were at about 50% increase from 2015 to 2020. And that's what I was trying to do for New York, to try to figure out with their arbitration exactly what the increase was. I was told it was 6%. But anyway, I was just trying to give a bottom line. But always someone got to try to correct you. I did provide backup for everything I testified this week, because you know how important it is to me to be factual, to be honest. That's the only thing we have is our integrity. I can't go to the Capitol and lie and tell stories and then expect them to respect us and understand how important issues are for us. So we're going to get started today for next session. And what I'm going to ask of you is, number one, that you plan to come to me with me to testify. I'm going to ask you. So I'm telling you a year in advance, so put that on your calendar. I want you to come. The other thing is, if you can get any consumers there. That was their big complaint. We don't have any consumers. We have doctors that say we don't balance bill. We have hospitals that say we don't balance bill, but they don't want to have balance billing. We need those consumers there that say, look, this is what happened to me, and this is what happened, and this is what the outcome was. We need those folks. If you can't get them in the chairs, then I'm going to ask that you send emails. So I'm asking you right now to put in the back of your head, put on your calendar that balance billing, we're going to work our booty off to get the information in front of the House and Senate insurance so they know what's happening. So people aren't allowed to tell them that our clients are confused and think their copay is a balance bill. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm tired of working. I need a break. But I haven't stopped working and I won't stop working. And I'm going to be ready for next year and be ready for that task force, and looking forward to that, and looking forward to be asked to be a part of that task force. But just wanted to give you the update. It appears balance billing is dead for 2020. But have a wonderful week. Please reach out if there's anything going on in your state that I need to be aware of, that we need to start working on and we need to start fighting on. And I know my New York folks, you want me to repeal and work to repeal the arbitration New York style balance billing that is not working in New York. So I am happy to step up and start working on that as soon as COVID lets me get out and stop wearing this stupid mask. But until next Monday, have a wonderful weekend, and I am honored and proud to lead the Hoffa Freedom Fighters.